Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome here. This is your host, Muawiyah Tucker. And today we are continuing on our series, our prophetic series, talking about Prophetic Chronicles, where we talk about the lives of prophets from Adam alayhi salam to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So we've covered a great number of prophets so far. We covered from, like I said, Adam, Idris, Sheeth, and so on and so forth. And we covered a few other prophets, but primarily for the last couple of series, we've been focusing on the family of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And subhanAllah, if you analyze and contemplate on this one family, so much great lessons can be taken, a great story has been told, and it has formed the foundation for Al-Islam with Ibrahim alayhi salam. We discussed Ibrahim, his journey with people and his da'wah, his strong nature, and establishing the evidence upon the people. And also we spoke about his migration from where it was in Iraq all the way to, and eventually you could say his residence in what's known today as Palestine. And also we spoke about his descendants, his children. This talking about primarily, we spoke about Ismail, and we spoke about Ishaq. And I think most of us know about Ibrahim and Ishaq, obviously, and we think that those are the only children Ibrahim had. But there were other children that Ibrahim had, not just Ismail and Ishaq. So after Sarah passed away, he did get married twice before. One woman called Kantora or something like that, or Kantora, and another one. And with those, he had many children. So with the first one he married, Kantora, he had 6 children, or 6 sons you could say. And one of them, actually, was called Madian. Maybe some of you might know where we're going with this. So one of the children was called Madian. And obviously, at some point, as children have children and so on and so forth, eventually they become tribes and nations. And eventually, Madian, you could say the people of Madian settled in an area, if you can imagine, north of Saudi Arabia, where you could say near or south, you could say of where the Dead Sea is. So a bit near Jordan or the south of what's known as today as Palestine. So in that area there's the people called Madian. And there we have the Prophet sent to them, Prophet Shoaib. So Shoaib was sent to the people of Madian. And obviously, as you can imagine, as we've seen so far actually, all the prophets, when they are sent to their people, they come with a single message. Worship Allah, you have no God besides Allah. That was the message of Shoaib given to the people of Midian. But Midian, the people of Midian, or also known as Ashabul Aika, the people of Aika's type of tree, people of the tree. And it was said that one reason why they were described as the people of the tree was because they also used, one of the things they used to worship was trees, or a type of tree. So subhanAllah, we're actually now seeing a diversification almost of idol worship, where it kind of began initially with stones and images. Ibrahim actually indicated to stars, moon, the sun, so celestial worship. But now we started to see nature worship, the worship of nature, of trees and so on and so forth. So we've seen how Iblis is taking so many different angles and avenues to get mankind to be misguided. And this is a tactic and a methodology of Iblis to misguide mankind and cause them to go astray. But as we've seen with Prophet Lut alayhi salam, who was sent to the people of Sodom, that sometimes people not only commit shirk or commit idolatry, maybe they have other issues or other crimes that they need to be corrected on. As we mentioned before, the people of Lut, their crime, one of their crimes was sodomy, as was called by that. As well as they used to be hire robbers and other stuff. But what was specific about Lut is that Lut even said to them, this is a crime that no one else before you has committed. So it was a crime that was you could say a bid'ah, it was an innovation in criminality when it comes to Lut. But they had their different crimes. But with Shoaib, subhanAllah, who has been mentioned, the ulama mentioned that Shoaib has been called the eloquent khatib of the Anbiya, because he was extremely eloquent in his speech and his delivery. He mentioned, فَأَوْفُوا الْكَيْلِ وَالْمِيزَانِ, and fulfill the kale and the mizan. What is kale and what is mizan? So kale is a means of measuring something through volume. I'm not sure if anyone remembers, but when I was young, I remember being sent to the shop to buy some rice. And sometimes they'll say how many scoops of rice. So they have a cup or a scoop, and you'd scoop in there, and you say, I want 1, I want 2, I want 3. So they'll measure how much rice to sell, you could say, through volume, not through weight. And obviously mizan is through weight. Now these days, most things are sold through weight, but there are some things that are sold in kale. One of those things is oil. Oil is sold by barrel, so that's a volume amount of oil that's been sold, and we don't care about the weight of the oil. So he said, Awful kale wal mizan, and fulfill the kale and the mizan. Meaning, that one of the things that Shoaib was known for and were proficient in is cheating in the marketplace. So rather than selling something and being honest in their sale, if I say I'm going to sell you 1 gram of so-and-so, or 1 cup of wheat, or 1 handful, 1 sa' or mud of dates, they would cheat in that. Either, in this first part it says, Awful kayl wal mizan, i.e. they would distort the weight. So rather than having the actual weight, which is correct, they will corrupt that weight. So therefore it looks as though you're getting the right amount, but you're not getting the right amount. And don't be deficient in what you give the people. Meaning that you've promised to give something, but you've given less than that. So they think they're getting what's more, but giving less than that. So there is a subtle difference between the two. The first one is talking specifically in terms of distorting the means of measurement in trade. The other one is not giving the full amount. And the example of that, we see of that, is in the ayah, وَيْلٌ لِلْمُطَّفِّفِينَ, woe to the mutaffifin. And the mutaffif is basically when they give their kale, they give less than what they're supposed to give. So sometimes, or not sometimes, all the times, when we look at these things, we have to internalize these messages, see how they are relevant to us. So this day and age, maybe we don't have a store or market, we don't sell things. So what does it mean how can that really be applicable to me? So here's an example. If you've contracted someone to do business for you, and rather than give them their full wage, you've given them less than their full wage. You've cheated them in what their full wage is and what you're giving them. Or the flip side, someone's contracted you to work from 9 to 5. So you come in at 9:30 and you leave at 4:30. So they're paying you their full amount, but you're not giving them the full value of their worth, of what you've contracted to do. So it goes both ways, both in either how much you pay, so you're not paying them the full amount, or how much you deliver. You're not delivering the full value that they're paid for. But what's important here is that this was actually mentioned alongside shirk. One of the reasons Shoaib was sent to them, and the leading messages to them that led to their destruction if they didn't listen, was cheating in the marketplace. The marketplace is a special place. It's where commerce comes to play. It's where people come together and exchange wants and needs. And effectively, it is the bedrock, it is the foundation of civilization. How do we work together as a collective unless we do so fairly? And also, it was mentioned, subhanAllah, as one of the things that they used to do, just like Lut and the people that Lut was sent to, I should say. They also used to rob people in the deserts, or used to engage in highway robbing. Also, they used to engage in trying to encourage people not to listen to Shoaib, because interestingly enough, it was said that Shoaib was blind. Subhanallah, we see that even a prophet can be blind. So the prophet Shoaib was blind. So they used to tell people, don't listen to Shoaib. They used to stop people in the pathway and prevent them from listening to the message of Shoaib. But another one, listen carefully to another one of their crimes that Madian engaged in, and it was duty, as in taxes. People used to come in, and when they used to bring in their trade, is to charge them what's called ushur, or charge them a duty tax, i.e. another example of, you could say, financial corruption. So you can see here that as well as engaging in the worship of nature or trees or idols, they used to be extremely corrupt in their financial dealings. This is why I'm spending a lot of time here highlighting this point, because it's very important in this day and age to recognize that as Muslims, we need to be the signposts for what is good dealings and good financial interactions. We have to recognize that people became Muslim across the world, in different countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, and East Asia, all across the world, purely because of how fair and good people, Muslims, were in their trade. Islam traveled farther and more profoundly through the trade of Muslim traders than through Muslim swords. This is purely because in trade, listen carefully, in your financial interactions with other people, it reveals who you really are. You don't reveal it just by waving a sword and saying, yeah, I'm gonna take over a land. You reveal it by demonstrating how fair can you be in giving and in taking. And Shoaib was an example, these people were an example of exactly that. So they didn't listen, as you can see from people, that they tend to refuse and listen to the message of the Anbiya. But Shoaib tried his best to bring them back to al-Islam. And subhanAllah, some of the people of Madian listened to Shoaib. Some of the people of Madian listened to listened to the message of Shoaib. Hence why Shoaib even said, are you telling us to return back to the religion of your forefathers? Now, the ulama say that he used, the word here was used, us. But Shoaib was never a mushrik. Listen carefully, everyone. No matter what anyone tells you, none of the Anbiya, none of the prophets ever engaged in shirk. That's why they were chosen, because they were righteous. They were good people from the start. But why did he use the word us? It was because he was speaking as a collective. There were those from the people of Shoaib, or people of Midian, who had listened to the message and had joined the ranks of listening, or the ranks of the believers. Joined the ranks of the believers. So they didn't listen. They said, are you going to let us come back? Are you trying to force us to come back to our religion? And why did Shoaib say that? Because they threatened him. If you don't listen to what we're saying, if you don't return back to, or you don't worship our gods, we will kick you out of our lands. SubhanAllah. How often do we see the same reaction? It seems to be a pattern from the beginning of time. Every time the truth comes to someone and they are unable to answer the truth, what do they resort to? Violence. So they resorted to violence. They tried to say to Shoaib, if you don't listen, we'll kick you out of Madian. But Shoaib, so why should we be kicked out of our homes just because we say worship Allah alone? So you can see here, subhanAllah, rather than taking the easy path of just leaving them, Shoaib persisted and gave extra effort to their guidance. And this is what we see with all the Anbiya. They give a lot of time and effort for your guidance, for your benefit. This is the methodology and the way of the Anbiya. However, they persisted, and they came up with other arguments. Some of them even said, if we follow you, we will be led to loss. We'll be from the, as I mentioned in the Quran, we will be from the khasirin. And subhanAllah, if you look at the wordings, this is one of the beauties of the Quran. It's not only what is said, it's how it's said. They said, we'll be from the khasirin. Khusran refers to financial loss. So if you look at them, they're still thinking in terms of finances, because they are essentially financial criminals. They are, or they were, I should say, financial criminals, and their minds was fully focused on how can they take the rights of others through their finances. The people of Lut, their crime was a crime of shahwa, of desires. They have desires for men. Whereas Shoaib, the Madian, their crime was a financial one. And interestingly enough, Shoaib said, or mentioned to them that Lut has, the people of Sodom had just been destroyed, indicating that this town of Sodom, they were known to have been destroyed, as in the destruction of them was known to the people of Shoaib, and it was quite soon. It wasn't too far away. Anyway, so they persisted on that, and then he told them, okay, fair enough, we're going to go. We're going to leave. And he instructed, or he told them that him and those who are with him are going to leave the town, and the punishment is going to come upon you. So when the believers had left, it was said that, as Allah said, فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ الرَّجْفَةُ, a rajfa, or an earthquake, came and took them. But what was the details of that? It was said, one of the narrations of Ibn Abbas said that a doorway to hellfire was opened up, and the heat of the hellfire was brought into Midian, and they tried to escape. And wherever they went to try to escape, it even got hotter. So they left and ran out to the desert to try and escape the heat that was coming. I'm not sure if they even knew what the heat was coming from, but tried to escape. They found shelter over a kind of cloud that gave them some kind of shelter, and they felt, we found respite, we found a way out of this difficulty. And at that moment, they were incinerated. Fire came from the heavens and incinerated them. And one narration mentioned they were reduced to like ash. And at that moment, their destruction was completed and concluded with an earthquake that got rid of all remnants of them, up until nothing else was remaining of them. And at that point, Shoaib turned his direction towards the city or the tribe of Midian and said, how can I have come and I've delivered the message of Islam, but how can I be upset from those who don't listen? And this is a very important way to conclude this story. If a person, as in Allah gives everyone an opportunity to listen to the message of Islam, to the truth, and if you don't listen, it's because of what no one should be upset or have any regret or sadness of the actions you have chosen. You are punished for what you chose, and everyone gets what they deserve. Nobody on planet Earth will be oppressed, because Allah doesn't oppress any one of His creatures. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.